rather enjoy watching right-wing stupidity get called out.
Laura, why is everybody suddenly an activist? Now she's kitty care at the Foreign Relations Committee. No one wants to hear that from Miss Rachel. Mr. Rogers in our day, he didn't start lecturing kids about Russia or Iran or the nuclear threat. That's not your job. And I worry. Everybody feels they have to get on the activist bandwagon now. Miss Rachel, you don't know anything about the Middle East. The Middle East. The Middle East. Maybe we have to just kind of, speak it from that.
I'm pretty embarrassed by that whole performance you just put on against Miss Rachel. And your example of Mr. Rogers brought me to this. Right here is Mr. Rogers talking about JFK's assassination. Here is Mr. Rogers talking about nuclear threats and conflict between countries. Let me share a video example of him talking about war, the Gulf War in particular.
Kids have trusted Mr. Rogers to give them sound advice through good times and bad. These are not the good times.
Wartime can be scary time for children.
Very well, I shall make a rule. All children shall be well taken care of.
As Middle East tensions mounted today, Fred Rogers and characters on his children's show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, were thinking of the nation's children. They recorded war-related messages of comfort aimed at young viewers and their parents.
So I am so glad that you brought this to our attention. I'm going to let Miss Rachel do what Mr. Rogers did and have that discussion. This is your political mom, educational purposes only, viewers' discretion advised.
It never fails, right? They create a reality that exists in their own mind, and only in their own mind, to justify their hatred of people who speak out differently than they do. Why does Miss Rachel say things like this? Mr. Rogers never said anything like this. Roll that beautiful bean footage, and there is Mr. Rogers saying shit like this, right? And the same can be said when you're talking about an athlete or an actor, right? Just shut up and dribble. That's what they said to LeBron, right? But then when the pitcher, Roger Clemens from the Boston Red Sox, when he speaks out, well, we got no problem in that. Or when the guy from the San Francisco 49ers comes into the picture and puts his Make America Great Again hat in the camera to make sure everybody sees it, then that's not a problem, right? We always get this two sides from them, right? They create the reality, or they ignore the reality in order to fit their narrative. Here's the deal. If you don't like what Miss Rachel has to say, then don't fucking watch Miss Rachel. If you don't want your kids learning what Miss Rachel has to say, then don't let your kids watch Miss Rachel. But Miss Rachel is going to speak how she wants to fucking speak. And you can shove it up your fucking dick hole for all I'm concerned. Maybe do an ounce of fucking research before you go on national television and say something didn't happen that you can clearly see did happen over and over and over and over and over again, you fucking jackass.